Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our listeners across Japan. Welcome back to the Daily Blend. I'm Oliver, and I'm joined by the ever-curious Maya. Episode 233. Can you believe it, Maya? The air finally feels different today, doesn't it?
オリバー、ハロー。本当にね、今朝外に出た時に、春が来たって感じたよ。空気が柔らかくなったというか、そういえば今日は世界消費者権利デーでもあるんだって？
That's right. World Consumer Rights Day. It's a day to think about making smart choices as a buyer. But actually, before we talk about shopping, we have to talk about the most beautiful sign of spring. I'm talking about the pink petals.
ピンクの花びら。ってことは、ついにあのニュースだね。
Exactly. Our first story today is about the official start of spring in the capital. The Japan Meteorological Agency has declared the start of the cherry blossom season in Tokyo. On March 15th, they spotted 5 open blossoms on the sample tree at Yasukuni Shrine. And what's interesting is that this happened exactly on schedule.
ついに開花宣言 ?15 日だったんだね。靖国神社の小本木で5里以上咲いたんだ。オリバーが言ったオンスケジュールって予定通りにってこと？
Spot on. When something happens on schedule, it means it occurs at the exact time that was planned or predicted. Not early, not late. The meteorologists predicted mid-March and it happened right then. So it was perfectly on schedule.
なるほどね。予定通りにとか時間通りにって使えるんだ。今年の開花予想はかなり正確だったってことだね。やっぱり桜のニュースを聞くと一気に春気分になるな。
It really does, and this announcement is expected to trigger a wave of preparations for Hanami parties. As soon as the news broke, people started rushing to parks like Ueno and Yoyogi to check out the best spots.
Trigger a wave of 何か大きな波を引き起こすみたいなニュアンスかな。
Yes, exactly. Imagine a small action like a button being pushed that starts a huge movement. To trigger a wave of something means to cause a sudden large amount of a specific activity. The news triggered a wave of excitement and a wave of party planning across the city.
つまり開花宣言がスイッチになってみんなが一斉に場所取りとか準備を始めたってことだね。面白い表現。確かに私の周りでもいつお花見するって LINE が飛び交ってるよ。
I bet. And it's not just about the parks. Local businesses are also seeing a massive boost. Everywhere you go, you see these beautiful seasonal products. I saw a pink Sakura latte and even Sakura-flavored potato chips this morning.
データ期間限定の商品 Seasonal Products ってその季節限定のアイテムってことだよね。
Correct. Seasonal products are items that are only available during a specific time of year. Since it's spring, companies launch these limited edition goods. Apparently, sales of these pink-themed items have jumped by 30% already.
30% も？日本人は本当に期間限定に弱いからね。私も昨日桜餅味のアイス買っちゃった。まさにシーズナルプロダクツに踊らされてる。
Well, it's all part of the fun. But moving from the beauty of nature to the excitement of technology, Maya, are you ready for some massive gaming news?
ゲームのニュース？もしかしてずっと噂されてたあれ？
You guessed it, Nintendo have finally broken their silence. They've officially unveiled their next generation console, which is tentatively named the Super Switch.
マジで？ついに来たんだ。でも tentatively named ってどういう意味？まだ正式な名前じゃないの？
Good catch. When we say something is tentatively named, it means it has a temporary name for now, but it might change before the final release. Think of it as a working title. They're calling it Super Switch for the announcement, but they might surprise us with a different name later.
なるほど。とりあえず今はそう呼んでるけど、後で変わるかもしれない仮の名前ってことね。でもスーパースイッチって響き、なんか懐かしくて好きだな。
I agree. It reminds me of the Super Famicom. But the biggest news for gamers like us is that it will feature backward compatibility. This means you can play all your old Switch games on the new console.
すごい。それは一番嬉しいかも。その backward compatibility っていうのは古いソフトも新しい機械で動くってことだよね。
Exactly. It's the ability of a new system to use software from an older version. It's a huge relief for people who have a big library of games. This feature, along with the new 8-inch OLED screen, actually helped send stocks soaring for Nintendo immediately after the broadcast.
Send stock soaring 株価が上がったってこと？ soaring って空高く飛ぶイメージだよね。
Yes, to send stocks soaring means to cause a company's share price to rise very rapidly and significantly. Investors were so happy about the news that Nintendo's value shot up by 7% in just a few hours.
7% も？それはマーケットも大興奮だね。9年も待ったんだもん。みんなの期待が爆発した感じかな。私も予約開始が楽しみすぎる。
It's definitely a historic moment for gaming. But before you start saving up for that new console, let's take a moment to review the expressions we use today.
そうだね。今日も便利な表現がたくさんあったからしっかり復習しよう。
Before we wrap up, let's quickly review today's expressions. First, we had on schedule.
on schedule 予定通りに時間通りにという意味ですね。
Next, trigger a wave of.
trigger a wave of 活動や感情などの波を一気に引き起こすという意味です。
Then we mentioned seasonal products.
seasonal products 季節限定の商品、旬のアイテムのことですね。
From our second story, we had tentatively named.
tentatively named 仮の名前で暫定的に名付けられたという意味です。
After that, the very important backward compatibility.
backward compatibility 後方互換性新しい機械で古いソフトが動くことですね。
And finally, send stocks soaring.
send stock soaring 株価を急騰させるという意味です。
Great job, everyone. Try using one of these expressions today. Maybe tell a friend about a seasonal product you found or a project that's running on schedule.
ぜひ使ってみてね。桜ももうすぐ満開だし、新しいゲームのニュースもあってワクワクする春になりそう。
It certainly will. Thanks for joining us today on the Daily Blend. We'll be back with more news soon. Have a wonderful spring day.
みんな素敵な一日を。バイバイ。